Hey student, watch this video and learn how to talk on the phone in English. Don't panic. Learn the right expressions, questions, affirmative sentences so that you can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English on the phone. If you don't know me well, I'm teacher Prix. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to teach you, So now let's dive into the content. How to talk on the phone in English. In this lesson, I'm going to be giving you practical lessons, practical expressions to help you better communicate on the phone. This is something that you can actually practice, maybe record yourself, create some short dialogues using the expressions that I'm going to give you, okay? And even though nowadays we chat, mostly we send messages or maybe audio messages to friends, there may be occasions when you call support or when you call a company or when you need to make an appointment over the phone. So it's interesting to learn some expressions so that you don't panic, so that you don't feel afraid if this situation happens to you, because it has happened to me before. I've had in recent times when we don't make so many phone calls. So it's interesting to know some useful expressions, okay? So here, let's imagine you are calling a doctor's office to make an appointment, or you want to talk to your doctor, or maybe you want to talk to your lawyer, or maybe you want to talk to a sales representative. So here I have some options. Some of them may not be so formal. Some of them may be more informal, okay? So the first thing that you could say is, "Hi, this is Priscilla. Can I speak to..." and the name of the person, okay? If you know the person's department, you can say the department. It depends on how formal the phone call is, okay? So always think in terms of formality. This is perhaps the simplest way to start a phone call in English. "Hi, this is Priscilla. Can I speak to blah, blah, blah? This person, that person." Now, if you are, let's say you are having a conversation with your friend, okay? Let's say I call my friend and I'm talking to my friend, and then my friend has another friend or someone in common that I know, and I want to talk to that person, okay? So I am having a conversation with Jack, and I want to talk to Peter. I know Peter and Jack live together. They're friends, okay? So I can tell I can tell Jack, "Hey, Jack, is Peter there? Can I talk to him real quick? Can I talk to him for a second?" This is very common in informal conversations. This happens to me a lot when I'm calling. "There's a funny hair, baby hair here annoying me." Do you have hair problems? Bad hair day? So that's me today. So maybe this happens to me, in Brazil mostly. I'm talking to my parents, maybe my dad or my mom. Then I can say, "Hey, is Dad there? Is he over there? Can I talk to him for a second?" So this is very common. Or maybe you are calling someone in a different department. Maybe you're calling Susie, and you know that next to Susie, Janet is there. Janet is always close to Susie. So maybe you're talking to Susie about some documents, about some things you need to finish. And then you can say, "Hey, is Janet over there? Or is Janet there?" Simple. "Can I talk to her for a minute?" "Oh, wonderful. Thank you." Okay? Or maybe she will transfer you to Janet. That is usually what happens. "Oh, no, I will get to her. I will transfer you to her. One second. Hold on." Now, I'm just calling a friend, okay? And I want to sound more American, more native speaker like. So I'm calling my gringo friend, my American friend, my native friend. And then I'm like, "Jamie, hey, what's up?" "Jamie, what's it going? How's it going, man? Hey, yo, what's up?" It depends on how formal you are, okay? How informal. So if you're just calling a friend, a no-native speaker or a native speaker, and you want to sound a little bit more natural, then you can say, hey, Jamie, how's it going? "Hey, Susie, how's it going?" Okay? "How's it going" is a different way to say, "How are you?" Okay, so this is a little bit more informal. You're talking to the person directly, and in this case, you don't need to identify yourself. The person listening to you will recognize you, okay? She'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is Priscilla. I know that girl," okay? Now, if you are watching this lesson probably because you work at a company and you get phone calls, or maybe you need to make phone calls. I have a very important tip for you. If you're making a business phone call to another company, then you need to give a little bit more information about you, okay, about yourself. So then if I were calling another company in a more business way, okay, in a more, technical way. So I would say, oh, the person would speak, the person I'm calling, maybe the receptionist or the secretary. Oh, JJ company? This is, may I help you, sir? This is AJ company. May I help you? And then I can say, well, hi, this is Priscilla from AJ Constructions. I would like to speak to Melinda Barnes, please. Then you have to be a little bit more formal. If you're calling from your company, hi, this is Priscilla from AJ Constructions. I would like to speak to Melinda Barnes, please. If Melinda Barnes is not so popular, then you have to say, well, I would like to speak to Melinda Barnes from legal, from the legal department. So from legal, please. Oh, okay, 1 second. So if it's a business call and you need to call someone from another company, if the person is popular, you don't need to say the department. If the person is important, that's what I mean. If the person is not so important, then you need to say the department. Well, I would like to talk to Melinda Barnes from Credit. Okay, can I talk to her? And there you have it. Then you identify yourself. Well, I'm Peter from AJ Constructions. So this means either you are a client or a representative from the company that needs to talk to that person, okay? So these are some variations of how you ask to speak to someone in English over the phone, okay? So always be careful with the level of formality. You don't need to be extremely formal, like, oh, I would like to speak to, may I speak to... This is the 21st century. You don't need to get to that level of formality. You need to be polite, okay? So if you say, this is Priscilla from AJ Constructions, can I speak to... Here I said I would like to speak to... I was not paying attention, but you don't need, okay? Especially may I speak to? If you say, can I speak to, it would be fine, okay? So sometimes you shouldn't use may a lot. So I would be very careful with the word may. It may not be necessary to use such a high level of formality, especially because when you call a company to be able to talk to someone, you are going through the reception, okay? You're going through the secretary, all right? So you don't call the person directly if it's a very important person. First you go through the reception or the secretary or the assistant or whatever name it is, but you go through someone before that. Then when you get to the person, then you have to analyze how formal that person is. Okay, if you're talking to a judge, don't, order. If you're talking to a judge, then maybe, okay? If you're talking to someone who is much older than you and has a much higher position than you, then maybe, okay? I used to work for a Japanese company many years ago, and there the level of formality was high. But it was a family business. It was a very traditional Japanese company. So I was a little bit more formal, okay? Now, asking the caller's name. Maybe you are the receptionist. Maybe you are the secretary. Or maybe you are accidentally receiving a phone call. So, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Could you repeat your name, please? I didn't write this down here, but you could say, I'm sorry, can you repeat your name, please? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Can you repeat your name, please? Maybe the person didn't say the name, but you don't need to say, I'm sorry, what's your name? You can. It's possible, okay? If you get nervous in the middle of a conversation and you forget everything, what's your name? Okay? Always think of the solution, of the workaround. I was talking about that yesterday. So if the person spoke too fast and you're like, excuse me, I didn't get your name, or I didn't catch your name. And if it's more informal, those marketing companies always calling you, hi, Priscilla, blah, blah, blah. Who's that? Who's that? Who would you like to talk to? Who do you want to talk to? So if you're being more informal, if someone calls you and you're like, who is that? You can do this, okay? I've already gotten a phone call like that and I was like, who is that? So this is a bit more informal. But if you are at work and perhaps you are receiving an international phone call and you didn't understand the person's name, you don't need to say, oh, what's your name? You can say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Can you repeat your name, please? Oh, that's wonderful. And who would you like to talk to? Okay, so you can direct the conversation. So these would be some ways to ask the caller's name, okay? There are more formal ways to do that, but it's not necessary, especially that nowadays, if you think about it, you go through a filter. You don't talk to the person directly. In very rare cases, you talk to the director directly. And even in that case, if you're talking to the director or to someone important, it means you have some kind of business relationship, okay? Now, asking people to wait. This can be used in formal situations or informal situations. It depends on who you're talking, okay? Now, please hold the line. I'm going to read this because I put some examples here. Please hold the line. I'll connect you to a member of our customer service and staff. If you constantly receive phone calls in English and you always need to direct them, to connect them to someone else, to the customer service staff or to the help desk, staff, or to the human resources staff. What are the departments in your company where you usually direct the customer to? Okay, so you need to pay attention to that. If you constantly receive phone calls and you always direct them, you always connect them to the customer service, that's what you need to have close to you. Maybe write a post-it so that you don't forget, so that you practice, okay? Here, if you are working as a secretary and you are receiving a phone call to check if the doctor is available to talk for a few minutes, or the director, or another kind of business person, so you can say, please hold the line, I will check. Please hold the line, I will check if Melinda Barnes is available, okay? I will check if Mrs. Barnes is available, okay? So this would be a way for you to say. So please hold the line, I will check if that person is available, okay? Now, maybe you need to tell someone to wait because you need to grab a piece of paper, you need to grab a pencil or a pen so that you can take some notes, okay? So maybe the person asked you to write down a message or a phone number. Today, we can do that on the computer. Maybe you have a computer, but what if you don't? What if you're on the street and someone calls you and you need to take some notes, okay? Maybe we still need paper and pen, okay? Paper and pen are very important in our society. So you can say, just a moment while I get a pen and some paper, okay? Just wait a moment while, I can use wait a moment. Just wait a second or wait a moment while I find the file. Maybe you are at the office and you need to find a file, a specific file, okay? Maybe it's a physical file or maybe it's on the computer, okay? I was with a student and I was looking for a file that I had to send this student, so I said, oh, just a moment while I find the file because my computer is totally confusing. My computer is actually a mess, I'm sorry about that. So that's usually something that I can say. Just a minute. Oh, just a minute. I'm just getting, let's say you are working with customer service, okay? And someone is calling you on the customer service hotline, or the line the person usually calls, the number. So the person says, oh, my name is Priscilla, this is my ID, oh, this is my protocol number. So then you have to check. Just a minute, I'm just getting your account up on my computer screen. So maybe you work with customer service and then you can tell the person, just a second while I get your account on my screen, and then I can give you more help, more assistance. Or maybe someone is calling you to make an appointment. Maybe you are the assistant and you need to book an appointment for someone. And then you tell the person, just wait a moment, I'm just checking the schedule. I'm just checking Melinda Barnes' schedule. 1 second, 1 minute, just a moment. Please, just a moment. Always please, okay? Please. always use please somewhere, especially if you work with that, okay? If you are answering the phone. International foreigners, Americans especially, they use the word please a lot. Depending on your culture, I don't know where you're from, but depending on your culture, you may not be so familiarized with using so many formalities. Please, please, please. But if you pay attention to American companies, they use the word please like every 2 seconds. they worry about that. It's their etiquette, okay? So it's important to do the same when you are speaking English, when you are talking to foreigners, because you don't know what their culture is like. But in just so in some cultures, people don't say please, so they're rude. Well, different cultures, different people, different realities. We need to understand them. Now, guys, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to share it with your friends. Hit the like button. When you hit the like button, it really helps my channel grow. So it means that you are you are being able to catch the information I'm sharing here. So that means a lot to me. Now, moving on. Taking messages, taking dictation. This may also happen, okay? So imagine this class as if you are having a phone call, you're talking on the phone, and maybe at some point, someone is gonna tell you to take a message or to write down a number or an email, okay? They're gonna dictate, oh, that's my email. My email is contact@teacherprix.com. So the person is dictating an email to you, or maybe a phone number. Oh, my phone number is 002345689. So the person is dictating that number to you, okay? So maybe I call an office and I ask to talk to Melinda Barnes, but then she's not there. And then I tell the person, look, can she call you back? And I say, yes, she can call me back. Well, does she have your number? I don't know. And then you say your phone number. So these are things that you can ask during a phone call, because maybe we tell people, hey, call her back, she'll call you back, but then you don't know if the person has the number. So if you are working in a company and you usually take phone calls, this is an important question, okay? If you say, oh, we are going to get back to you, sir, but get the phone number, okay? I know that some phones, they have the caller ID, the identification, you can see the number, but maybe they have a better phone number, okay? Maybe a cell phone number, maybe it's urgent. So always confirm. Even though we have the caller identification in many companies, it's smart to ask, because maybe they have a different number where they prefer to receive the phone call, okay? Now, can I take a message? So I call Melinda Barnes, but she's not available. So then I can offer, can I take a message? I'm the secretary and I say, can I take a message? I am offering to take a message. Or maybe I call a friend and then her mother answers the phone. Oh, she's not here right now, so I answered her phone. Then I can say, oh, can I take a message? Oh, sure. Can you tell her to call me back on this number? Yeah, this number is fine. And then the person is call back when they can. Okay, is going to call back when they can. Can I leave a message? This is the moment when you are calling and you want to leave a message. So again, I go back to Melinda Barnes. So I am Priscilla from AJ Constructions. I call Melinda Barnes and she's not available. So the secretary says, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid she's not available at this moment. Then I can interrupt her and I can say, well, can I leave a message? In general, secretaries are usually trained to ask, would you like to leave a message? Okay, can I take a message? Okay, but if they don't, or if you are in a hurry and you want to say, can I leave a message? You can, okay, and then you say the message, okay? So can you ask her to, and here I give you some examples. Can you tell her that I'll be 10 minutes late for our meeting? Can you tell her that I've already finished the proposal, the document, the project proposal? Can you tell her that the project was approved and I need her to call me? Can you tell her that is a way to start the message? Can you tell her that blah, blah, blah? We have just made a deal with the Peterson's company. She needs to know. Maybe she needs to know. So can you ask is a question. Can you ask her to send me the contract again? Maybe she knows what contract I am talking about, okay? Can you ask him to call me back, or her? Can you ask her to call me back? Okay? Usually when you say that, then the secretary or the receptionist or the assistant will say, well, does she have your phone number? If you don't think so, then you can say, well, I don't think so. My phone number is blah, 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 blah. And then you tell your phone number. So guys, I strongly recommend that when watching this lesson, take notes, because here I'm talking about possible situations when you are talking on the phone. And as I told you at the beginning of the lesson, because we are in a more modern society where most conversations are casual and we are using WhatsApp, we're just sending messages, we don't call people anymore. These conversations will probably be at workplaces, or because you're booking an appointment, or even if you're calling a restaurant to make a restaurant reservation. Yes, not all reservations are online. Okay, so these are some possible scenarios of conversations on the phone. Okay, now and here I have some other situations, okay, that may happen when you are making a phone call. When I say when someone tells you, can I take a message, you can just say, no, it's okay, I'll call back later. You know, I can call her later. I can call her back later. And here you can ask a question. Do you know when she will be back? So this is a question you can ask on the phone. If you call the person and the person was not there, so you want to know, well, do you know when he or she will be back? Because I really need to talk to them. So this is something that you can say during the phone call. Okay, but maybe again the person is not there. Oh, I'm afraid he's not here yet. Would you like to leave a message? Then no, it's urgent. I'm sorry, it's urgent. Do you have his cell phone number? Because let's go back to the situations here. Probably most of the situations are a little bit formal. So maybe you asked, you called the business number, but the person is not there, and you really need to talk to that person because it's quite urgent. So you can say, do you have his personal number, his cell phone number, her cell phone number? But only use this if it's really an emergency, okay? That's very important. And maybe someone calls your director or your boss and he is in a meeting. You can say, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting. But that person is not so important. You can talk to a different person. Maybe you are calling the car insurance, okay? Let's say you are traveling around Disney in Orlando, Florida, and there is a problem with your car and you have one contact. Then you call the contact, the secretary answers and she says, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson is in a meeting right now. Well, then you can say, well, but I need help. It's urgent. Is there anyone else I can speak to about my car insurance? I've just had an accident. I need help. So there you can call. Well, if you have a car accident in Orlando, you shouldn't be calling the representative of the car insurance. You should call 911. That's basically who you call. But I understand that maybe you want to talk to someone, or maybe you had an accident and now you are having a problem with your car insurance. They're not helping you, so you call your guy, the guy that sold you the insurance, but he's not there. So you can, oh, is there anyone else I can talk to? Because it's urgent. I need to speak to someone about my car insurance. So is there anyone else I can speak to? So this is an alternative. Maybe you call person A, but person A is busy. So you're like, okay, I need to speak to someone else. Is there anyone else I can speak to about my car insurance or about whatever problem you're having, okay? So this would be some other situation options, okay? And then guys, here, I'm not talking about calling your best friend. If you pay attention, as I emphasized at the beginning, emphasized again a few minutes ago, and I am emphasizing now, this is a call that we make for business purposes, okay? Where maybe you're calling someone to talk about a business deal or maybe book an appointment, okay? And finally, ending phone calls. Maybe you work with sales and you gave an explanation to someone, and then they're like, is there anything else I can do for you today? This would be something, because then the person ends the conversation there. No, not really. Oh, so thank you very much. Have a good day. That's it. So is there anything else that I can do for you today, that I can help you with? This is usually an ending line. The person understands you are ending the call, okay? In whatever area you refer to, okay? Business areas. Now, if you are at work and someone is talking to you and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go. So you can say, well, I'm afraid I have a meeting in a few minutes, so I gotta prepare. I have to prepare, if you want to be a little bit more formal. So I have to prepare, so if you excuse me, thank you so much. Call me if you need anything. So you see, I can connect phrases when I am ending the call. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I have a meeting in a few minutes. I really need to finish a presentation, so I have to go. I need to go. Oh, sure, sorry. Thank you so much. Okay, well, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, another way, maybe this is more informal. Okay, this is a bit more informal. Maybe you're talking to your international friend, in English, you're practicing, and even if it's a WhatsApp call, like a casual call, you're like, anyway, it's been great talking to you. We should do this more often, but I have to go, but let's talk soon. And why am I repeating the Because that's what they do in real life, okay? I was watching a Justin Bieber's interview, just random interview, and he repeated the word so many times that I was like, oh my God, I know. So when you are ending a casual phone call, you are going to be casual. Oh, anyway, sweetie, I love talking to you. We should talk more often, But listen, I have to go now, okay? I've got stuff to do. I got things to do, okay? I got things going on here, so I gotta go. This is more informal, so you can use this during a phone call, okay? Maybe you're talking to a salesperson on the phone. And I've done that in English, okay, from Brazil. I buy many international courses to study so that I can become a better teacher. So one day a sales representative called me, a few months ago, actually. And then I was like, yeah, that's good. All right, sure, yeah, totally, yes, of course. But listen, I would love to talk more about this, but I'm afraid I have a meeting, so I have to go. Okay, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time, okay? I really appreciate it. Oh, and then the person, oh yeah, sure, let's talk a little bit more. I'll send you an email. Yeah, sure, thank you. You can do that. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day. Okay, so here, especially if you are at work, okay? If you are at work, you can say, hey, we can talk more about that later, but I'm afraid someone has just come in. Okay, and I have to talk to that person. It's a customer. A customer has just come in. And I have to see him or her. I have to talk to him or to her. Okay, can I use gotta? If it's a colleague, just a colleague, then totally. Okay, then you can. If it's your boss or a client, then I wouldn't use gotta, depending on the level of relationship. Okay. And if you want to end again a business call, maybe someone is offering you something, you can say, well, that's great, so that would be all. Thank you for your time. I will let you know if I need anything else. Okay, so maybe they want to sell you a course or a product or something, and you want to finish, so you're like, well, that would be all. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I will let you know if I need anything else. Okay, and that is really it. And in a little bit more informal, maybe you're talking to your friend, best friend, husband, wife, whatever, someone informal. I'm sorry, I have to hang up, but I'll talk to you later. Okay, maybe you're talking to a colleague or friend. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry, Then you can make it a little bit more human. Oh, sweetie. Oh, dear. I'm really sorry, but I have to hang up. Yes, I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye. You can make it a little bit more personal. It depends on who you're talking to. Oh, honey, I'm sorry, I have to hang up. Yes. Oh, thank you. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye. That's basically what you do if the call is a little bit more informal. So make it a little bit more human, okay? If you're talking to someone you know and you want to hang up, okay? So all these phrases that I have given you here, I strongly recommend that you sit down, go through them, take notes. If you work, take notes on the most important phrases for you and practice. Read them aloud, okay? That's the idea of this video, because sometimes you may be traveling and you need to call someone. You need to make an appointment at a doctor or dentist or lawyer. Something happened. You need to check the car insurance. So these are some possible expressions for you to use. You never know when someone is going to call you in English, okay? Other than that, my friends, it was lovely to see so many familiar names and new ones. Thank you so much. Share this lesson with your friends, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.